Sorry about that, guys. So my dad's just having a couple of tech issues with his PC, but if you give us just a few minutes, we'll be right with you. We're going to play some tunes in the meantime in the background, and yeah, and that's it. I guess you're just going to have to wait. All right, bear with me. Let me share screen. I've done that. So now all I need to do is do this, and then this.
Well, nobody wants to burn in hell, but everybody's got a soul to sell. When I was young, my mama gave me some advice. She said, boy, don't you know everybody's got a price? I make lots of money, I make more money than you. I drive around in my limo, that's what I was born to do. And I might like you better if we fuck together. If it's not to be ignored, I got something better for you. Naked pictures of your mother. Naked pictures of your mother. Naked pictures of your mother. Go! Solo! Japan. I was a hostage in Iran. I'm the ugly American. Now I'm a government man. A government man, and I make lots of money. I make more money than you. I drive around in my limo. That's what I was born to do. And I might like you better if we fuck together. If it's not to be ignored, I got something better for you. Naked pictures of your mother. Naked pictures of your mother. Naked pictures of your mother. Go!
Yo, we made it. We fucking made it, Dad.
Hello.
You did it.
We made it.
You did. Don't worry, I got them all warmed up. I got them all ready with naked pictures of your mother. That's not an insult, it's a song, I promise.
Alexa, stop. Oh, don't get so. Even Alexa's excited. Bless her. Alexa, stop, you idiot. Stop. Get back in the box.
There's a meeting somewhere with like Alexas, like in a circle, and then your Alexa stands up and it's like, he calls me a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's not my fault I don't know his accent.
Fucking thing. So my son's just left to go around.
Speaking of, I heard yapping in the background. Is that your dog?
No, I'm ignoring it. I don't
Whose
own
dog
that
is it?
dog. No, it's not my dog. Oh, I don't have a dog. He was yapping like a girl, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Like
Do
a
you know what?
girl dog.
I thought it was your neighbour's little dog. You know that Westie, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
no, it's him. At least I think it is. Oh, Alexa keeps pausing Gillian's TV. Alexa, turn everything off in the house. Sorry, Gillian. But you won't hear that, will she?
No, because Alexa's gone and done its thing. So, points today.
Well done. Jim came first.
Jim came first. That's 10 points for Jim. There's 5 points for Jimmy. For Gillian. I nearly said Jimmyan. They've morphed together. 15 points for Jimmyan.
Well, look at the difference between them. How much? Oh, 4 minutes, Gillian. He was 4 minutes ahead of you, so you have to do better than that. A whole
Speak
4 minutes.
came
That's a
in.
big lead.
He came in 37 minutes sooner so he could get this. And then in third place, we've got Empress. So you've just got yourself 2 extra points for the first 3. We dish out points. The points are held on a scoreboard, which is in international water somewhere, being safe.
It's safer than those cables are at the moment, anyway. Did you see what one of the things Iran did just, I think, yesterday? They got fed up of Trump saying he's going to keep the straits closed or do whatever he wants to do with it. So they literally just sent him a picture with that maps all the underwater cables that pass through the Strait of Hormuz, and it's like all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like spaghetti.
They all pass through there. So they didn't put words to it or anything. They just sent them a picture of that with all the things marked on it, and that was it. That's enough for Trump to back off. Because I mean, all those American bases and stuff would go offline immediately as soon as they did that.
Yeah, literally.
The cables out, everything would go offline in the east.
Yeah, literally everything. Smack Salad's got a question. He says, "How does he play copyright music and not get a strike? How?
Keep moving. Just don't stop. Oh, you remember that what program? You won't remember it, young Sobach. It was called How, and it was all about how to do things, how to learn neat little tricks, and how.
Yeah, actually, I do.
No, don't actually me. No, you're far too young.
No, I do remember that because they did. Either they've done a new one or they carried it on going until at least the 90s. Because I remember they would, or I've seen clips at least of. Is it a bunch of people in polo shirts stood in front of a desk in front of a camera going how, and then they hold up their hand, like you know what I mean? Like,
well,
how?
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, that might not be.
I wouldn't know what that is though, Dad. I'm far too infantile.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you've obviously seen the repeats, but so I was lost my thread now. How? Anyway, as just as a side thing, the old guy that was in it. Remember the old bloke, Jack Hargreaves. You know, the old guy that was. He'd show you how to make a waterproof jacket out of an old sack and shit. He was before he would join the How team and doing that. He used to run around with a horse. You know, he was one of those guys who had not quite a tramp, but they were travellers in a different way to it is now. But he owned a horse, and he just set off without a horse and obviously some sacks.
A horse and sacks. That's all you need.
A horse and some sacks. And he made all kinds of things with out of the sacks and things. He made waterproofs and shit and stuff to collect fucking berries you've never heard of. But it was really good. He was a marvellous bloke. Smack Salad said Jack Hargreaves had a DIY show too. Yes, he did. Sat in his shed. He was, and he was surrounded by these little, old fucking tools and stuff, wasn't he? That had run out of use now, and things like fucking wheat husk fucking shovels and all that kind of stuff. But just a marvelous fucking man. I used to sit there glued as a kid to just about everything he fucking said. I don't know why, but he had a good way with him, so kids could listen to him quite easily. I learned a lot of him. He was really cool because I was growing up in country, wasn't I? So I was interested, being a little running around the Welsh countryside chap. Woo-hoo! Like that. But yeah, he was from them days. It's not that far away, is it? That you know, when we used to have. There used to be room in this country for people like
ramblers, nomads, and
tramps and stuff. That you know, people that would genuinely would walk up and down the country, you know, with the seasons, trying to get getting what work they could that went with the seasonal work and stuff. And but there was room in this country for them, and nobody fucking. Nobody bothered them. They had
I
their
saw
own way of
pictures.
life within the country. It was marvelous, and it's really sad that we fucked them all off.
It is. I saw a picture not that long ago when I was living up Denby, just after you'd moved out, but I lived there for a while afterwards with the woman. Do you remember? I lived in Denby for a little bit just after you did, and I saw a picture of like it was like a community Facebook thing, and they were like, "Does anybody recognise this man?" It shows you a picture of a dude who was essentially like sort of sleeping in a bit of a hedgeway, and it doesn't look great. It looks an awful way to go, but like I saw an entire generation of people that knew this person, and they were like, "Oh my god, he was the smartest, softest spoken poet, genius person ever." And he'd quite often come around Denby and sleep in in and around the bushes, and they would fondly call him a tramp. Now that word is reserved for it's like a slur, isn't it? It's an insult. It means somebody who's like poverty stricken. It's like a way of
It does. It's a shame. It's a real shame that slice of culture, of our culture, was taken away. I think when they when they took away when they all came and beat up the New Age travelers. You'll probably remember that then as well.
I don't, funnily enough.
So I mean, people they got to be a whole bunch of people, young kids and stuff, youngsters, took to this life of like nomads and this nomadic life, but they were kind of traveling in a tribe. And there'd be fucking buses and wagons and all kinds of stuff with them. And Smack's way ahead of me. They also became politically active. And that was probably their undoing. Thatcher's police fucking heroes came and beat the fuck out of them one day to stop them going to, I don't know if it was to support the miners or somewhere they were going.
We don't do that around Thatcher. We don't support our miners.
Well, they may have been attending just to get together. I'm not sure, the Battle of the Beanfield. But it was horrific, mate. It was bloody. It was horrible. They were beating women that were holding babies. They were fucking...
No.
Oh, fuck, yeah. They were coaches that, they were banging, smashing the windows on the coach. Well, you can see them there trying to climb in through it. Just women and babies and shit in there. They were fucking awful. But then they brought in laws that just about fucking sawed this whole way of life off, and with it went these old gentlemen that, look at that.
So it says here, I don't know if you want to...
riot police. Just not just police, they were riot police. There you go, a peaceful convoy of over 600 new traveller families. What they didn't like was the fact that there was a lot of them, and they were getting. Where were they headed? Stonehenge. My memory's terrible, but yeah, they were getting.
Honestly, it's all written in here as well, so don't worry about having to rely on your memory for that. It happens. You're on copious amounts of drugs, Dad.
Look at this now. After smashing windows, beating people with truncheons and shields, pulling pregnant women from buses and destroying people's homes, over 537 travellers were arrested. This is often considered the largest mass arrest since World War II. 40 years on, there's never been an inquiry. Fucking arseholes, mate. Thatcher's fucking making an example by beating women and children. How fucking good was that?
Well, that's fucking horrendous. And I think...
Go on. So that was an aside right at the beginning of the fucking thing. Yes. We should wander today, probably. Yeah.
Right. Well, to be honest with you, I think that... so I'll cover the first
so,
story.
Craig, catch you later if you can't if you can't get back. Thank you for coming anyway. Right.
No worries. You take it easy. Have a good day. Also, as well, shout out to MZ. We've got MZ in the house.
MZ in the house.
Khaled, Gillian, Jim Speak. Shout out to them on team. They're fucking awesome. We've also got Charlie's girl here. You should watch Art Attack with your kids. I fucking loved Art Attack.
Yeah.
I used to watch Art Attack with you sometimes, or you'd watch it with me sometimes. I used to quite like Art Attack.
Yeah. We'd sit
was
and watch
real
it
fun.
with little Morph. Was his name, wasn't it? Morph?
Right. Okay. I was just about to ask now. Is that right? Okay. So we're gonna have to ask the chat as well. The Morph thing, was that part of Art Attack, or was that the other art show that they had with like the talking head thing, or is that all the same show?
No, Morph went even. I think he even went and had his own show in the end, didn't he?
Morph, maybe.
He went on, found stardom. Yeah, I think he. Yeah, he was on Tony Hart, wasn't he? First,
Heart to Heart, yeah.
And then Art, and then he might have moved with him to Art Attack.
No, not Art Attack.
Oh, Take
They
Heart.
did have a spin-off. So Take Heart was Morph. Right,
Take
okay.
Heart.
So, okay, Heart was Morph. I remember Morph, and I really enjoyed Morph and the Talking Head and all that. And then there was, and again, I might be mixing Talking Head up with the Art Attack stuff, but it's so long ago. Like, there's literally, like, people walking around with, like, Blue Peter badges saying to younger generations, like, they're Vietnam vets or something. Like, you wouldn't know, man. You weren't there. Oh, it's proper. But I think...
Go on.
What I was going to say was, right, we've got a few headlines and things to get through, so I think we're probably going to make a start. Headlines. The board headlines. We're gonna crack on with that. I've got some bits for us to read in the Meat section of the VC, well, of the Discord.
Discordius. I'll just opening it up now.
No worries. It's also, this one's a bit hard to track as well. So if you're looking for something posted today, 28th of April, it'll be Hannah Spencer. We're going to go into that story first. There's a video there, and then underneath it says MPs drinking.
Yeah.
So if you want, if you've not got it already, if you want, do you want me to do that, or do you want to do that one?
I'm fine. I'm fine with it, either all of them.
All right then, awesome. So it will say at some stages, show pic in brackets or whatever. I've got the pictures and stuff here, and I'll be reading along with you, so I'll know exactly when it comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be reading it off. Yeah, I'll be reading it from here, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So ignore everything that's in the brackets except for where it says plays video, and then we're gonna play the video that started this, and then we'll get into it. That's pretty much at the beginning. So yeah, once that video's ended, we'll crack on with the rest. Yeah. So I think we are pretty much ready. All I've got to do now is
he's like an old DJ, isn't he?
Is
this is about MPs drinking. The Greens are at it again. So they're shaking up politics and the establishment is shitting itself. Hannah Spencer, who doesn't have a penis, the MP for Gorton and Denton, has made the headlines again for some comments she'd made on Politics Joe about the drinking culture at Parliament.
Dad,
yes.
I'm so sorry, right? So I think this is quite a particularly big, unique story that I think will do well on shorts, and we'll be able to get it out there. Can we this is a sentence I never thought I'd say. Can we run it from the top, minus the penis?
I'm so sorry. All right. Do you want to are you going to run the thing again?
Yeah.
Oh, you better. Ed.
Oh my god. Right. Okay, I will do that now. But yeah, just because, right. So for everyone that doesn't know, and I'm sure the people that are in here at the moment, all 8 of us, we know that that's a reference to Edge of the Matrix, who chased Hannah around, going, Hannah, can a woman have a penis? Hannah, please, can a woman have a penis? Hannah, look at me.
Can I have a penis, Hannah?
Can I have one, please? Like, yeah, I think he's just waiting for someone to say, yes, you can have a penis.
Yes,
Steve.
you can. Go away.
But yeah, so anyways, right, from the top, without the penis. That would be so much.
Okay.
Right.
The Greens are at it again. They're shaking up politics and the establishment is shitting itself. Hannah Spencer, the MP for Gorton and Denton, has made the headlines again for some comments she made on Politics Joe about the drinking culture at Parliament. She explained that, unlike other jobs, MPs get access to a subsidised bar with cheaper prices than most places in the country. prices you or I will never be allowed to get. And they're not just using the bar to grab a quick drink after work, but they are going to the bar, getting drunk, and then returning to work under the influence.
I'm really uneasy about, and I noticed this the other day, when you can smell the alcohol when people are in between votes, and as everyone's going in to vote, some people have been drinking in between. Like, there's a room where I walked past and I doubled back and looked in because people are just sat having a drink. But again, that's a job. Like, I can't imagine if a cleaner did that, or someone working in a bank, like, had a few drinks and then went back to work. Like,
could you imagine that? Could you imagine anybody, an employee, any of us in the country right now getting shit faced and going back to work? You've lost your job on the spot.
I could never do it when I was at work. I couldn't smoke a joint and work either, because all the numbers would fall out of my head, and I doubt myself doing my maths and stuff. Yeah, no.
It's instant sack, isn't it?
Work under the influence, and especially these guys that are taking and making decisions like they are. I mean, fucking hell. But I can understand this, though. You know.
Hey, if
trying to be serious with someone that absolutely stinks of alcohol.
It's fucking terrible, isn't it? Now, imagine, right, if you've had apprentices and stuff working underneath you and stuff, you've had employees, what would you have done if they turned up to work stinking of alcohol?
I'll send them straight home. Just go home.
No work for you. Off you go.
No work for you, because you can't fuck around with around machinery and stuff while you've had a fucking beer. You just can't do it.
Imagine running the fucking country like that.
I know, right? Oh, fucking hell. Never mind being in a workshop.
Oh, yeah. Right, we'll finish this and hear what the incredible Hannah Spencer has got to say.
Like a bit, like smelling of alcohol, like that wouldn't happen. And I think there's been so many cases recently of like questionable and dangerous behaviour from, allegedly from MPs, but staff, like, because this culture of a really unprofessional and worrying setting where people can just drink alcohol and then while they're in work, it's like life doesn't work like that. And when I say that, that is what I find very out of touch about that place. It's things like that I mean, because I just think the vast majority of us that have come from backgrounds of like normal jobs, like that's not how the world works. So why does it work in somewhere where arguably the most important decisions get made? I'm really...
The people who decide your life are drunk. Suddenly it all makes sense, doesn't it? No wonder the country's sinking and the economy's shrinking. It's because we've got pissed at people making the big important decisions about the nation. I think it's really important to note there is, as far as I'm aware, not a single job you or I could work where you wouldn't be sacked for turning up drunk. None of us are allowed to be drunk at work, and for obvious reasons. Unless you're a politician, arguably the most important job in the land. And there they are, pissed. So this has drawn a fair amount of criticism. Not the drinking while deliberating on matters concerning your life and the country's economy. No. Apparently, Hannah Spencer calling it out is the issue, and MPs should be allowed to get pissed. Labour MP Neil Coyle spoke out in defence of MPs drinking on the job after the Green leader doubled down on Hannah's comments and called the practice outrageous. You may remember Neil Coyle as the Labour MP who got shit-faced and racially abused a journalist. Is there a picture? Yeah.
Yep.
That Neil Coyle. Can I see? I need yes. Another bellend trying to jump on the bandwagon is none other than Nigel Farage himself. Nigel tweeted, or X'd, or whatever it's called, and had this to say on the matter.
The Greens are happy to legalise heroin and crack. Sorry, this comes from Nigel Farage on the subject of the Greens raising the issue of drinking inside Parliament. The Greens are happy to legalise heroin and crack, but now we learn they think an afternoon pint is a step too far. Make it make sense.
I could make that make sense, and I could tell you that alcohol kills more people, ruins more faces, more lives, destroys more marriages than all the fucking illegal drugs put together. There, made it make fucking sense. And that's the truth of it. So he couldn't be further off the mark if he tried, bless him. The Greens want to move drugs out of the realm of criminality and treat them like they should be treated, with strict regulation and control, so we can save lives and prevent crimes. It works. This is not a hippy-dippy left-wing policy. This is a science and data-led policy that has been proven to work. Nigel is trying to deflect away from the real issue. Your MPs, the ones you elected to represent you, to stand in the Houses of Parliament, are doing so against a backdrop of a serious drugs misuse problem. That's right, drugs plural, not just alcohol. You remember headlines like these talking of MPs sniffing cocaine off their desks? Here's a small portion from that article.
Speaking exclusively on Tonight with Andrew Marr, ex-Lib Dem MP Mark Oaten said the toxic environment around Parliament means it's a miracle there aren't more scandals. He said that MPs take hard drugs, chat at public visitors hoping to watch Prime Minister's questions, and poor treatment of young researchers in Parliament. The culture of drinking, drug taking, late night votes, and long stays away from family and their constituents is to blame, he believes. And I'm just going to remove that little part there so I can see the rest of it. Sorry. His comments come after a Tory was arrested on suspicion for rape. And in recent months, MPs have been convicted of sexual offences or caught watching porn in the Houses of Commons.
Citizens are expected to obey laws created through a serious and credible process. If those responsible for creating those laws are wankered while doing so, it kind of damages confidence in democracy itself. This isn't just a story about people drinking on the job. It's another glaring reason we need a change. It shows that the establishment, who are actively making your life harder and telling us it's the only way, are rat-arsed. They don't give a shit. They're knocking them back and hitting on random members of the public. Legislating while pissed as a fart sends the message that this power, the power you and I have bestowed on them, is, to put it generously, being treated casually. Public office is not a pub, it's a duty. Enough of one rule for them and another for us. I think it's about time we brought in drugs and alcohol testing for all MPs standard.
Absolutely. Standard. That should be
stat.
Yeah, stat. That's bring it in immediately. Standard drug testing for all of them. They're doing drugs now. We've seen many reports, including I think it was like a BBC expose. I could be wrong about the outlet, but there's been plenty of exposés where they go into the Houses of Parliament, the Houses of Commons, and they check around the bathrooms and things, and they're finding cocaine residue fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
They're finding drugs everywhere. They're pissed, and they're doing so on your money. They're subsidized alcohol drinking happening at prices that you'll never get to see because you're not in the club, are you? And they're doing it sniffing cocaine, which paid for by wages, which, wait for it, you pay for again. It's unbelievable. What a fucking lifestyle, eh? Imagine it. You
abuse it. You're just being abused. You're being abused at every corner you turn. Every time you're being abused. Fucking, it's outrageous, isn't it? It really is fucking outrageous. My word.
It's mad. I don't remember that. That politicians must have got a separate advert that we got. You remember when we had that advert? Like, well, if you can fix a skateboard, you can fix a car. If you can fix a car, you can fix a B-52 bomber. Instead, they're like,
if you can do that, we can take you to war and fucking get you shot at.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I reckon they must have had different adverts that went sort of along the lines of like,
are you pissed?
Can you swindle and squeeze your way out? Can you sleaze your way into places? Then you can rack up a line. If you can rack up a line, you can get cheap drinks. If you can rack up cheap drinks, you can legislate for the UK. It's just fucking wild, man.
Isn't it?
It's properly awful, disgusting nastiness, and it just shows you the rotting core of UK politics. I'm going to go over now. Speaking of the rotting core of UK politics, I'm going to take us over now to a story about Rupert Lowe as Labour erupts in laughter. I say that should have been what it should have said right there. That was the headline it should have been. But Rupert Lowe erupts as Labour give £10 billion in benefits to foreigners. Now, you won't be surprised. Rupert Lowe is lying again. He's been caught conflating or simply just making up figures and stuff more than once to justify his aims of mass deportation. Those aims would be impossible to follow through in the real world, but it's not about that. It's about appealing to the far right so that they feel legitimate and they feel that they have a pie that they can fund. This man will never be prime minister. But again, it's not about that. It's about the cash. The grift must go on. So here we see in front of us now Rupert Lowe lying through his back teeth, claiming that over £10 billion was just handed out to foreigners in 2024. For funsies, I guess. This, of course, is a lie.
£10.1 billion of the £61.2 billion spent on universal credit in 2024 was gifted to foreign nationals. Does the minister agree the solution is really quite straightforward? Ban all foreigners from claiming any benefits, remove from our country those migrants incapable of financially supporting themselves, and hand that money back to tax-paying British men and women who are actually keeping our economy running.
Minister. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, not only do I fundamentally disagree with the perspective of the honourable gentleman.
Yeah, just before we get into that, I just want to clarify that what Rupert Lowe said is bullshit, and this member is about to expose that. All right, this is what Labour should have been doing the whole fucking time, standing up to the far right, not capitulating to them.
On people who have been here for years, made a contribution, paid their taxes, and then require some help back from a state that they have paid into sometimes for decades. But not only that, the figure that he uses is a complete conflation, a significant overestimation, and shows his ignorance if he does not understand that it is impossible to suggest that that money has all been paid directly to foreign nationals, because the figure that he uses is drawn from the total number of households with a foreign national in, and many of the individual claimants could in fact be British or Irish citizens.
So he doesn't know. He's just making things up. He's a liar. He's a grifter. This is what he does. So
but that'll be completely ignored by the right, these people that follow, aim high, vote low.
Oh yeah, those people, Dad. It is a shame because his base of support don't actually have the concentration span to carry on listening to that. To listen to what it was that the other member was saying. Yeah, but for the rest of us that have eyes, this isn't the first time that we've seen him just making things up and trying to conflate numbers. Here's another interview where he gave some false information about Pakistani grooming gangs.
Alexis J, who, as you know, spent 7 years on a child abuse probe, says
inquiry is that, having looked into it, and it's something which I think a lot of people in this country opinion, I don't call them grooming gangs, I call it Pakistani rape gangs, because 95% of these people are Pakistanis and very often from a particular part of Pakistan.
See how he got specific with his details. He didn't just give you the number of them, he also told you that they're from a very specific region in Pakistan. That's how bad it is. That's not true. That's completely made up, and we're about to learn why.
Absolutely not true.
So it is true. It is true. Emily. But anyway,
no.
let's.
In 2023, I'm going to tell you this.
Park that.
224 white grooming gang suspects were found compared to 22 Pakistani suspects. Why do you?
224 compared to 22. He said that 95% were Pakistani grooming gangs. Again, 224 to 22. This man is allergic to the truth. He doesn't know what the truth is. You can take the man out of the Tory party, but you can't stop him waffling pure shit. This man is just a walking, shit-talking machine. And as you can see, Rupert Lowe has a proven track record of making up, inventing racially motivated lies and propaganda to further his own political agenda. You would have to be an idiot to see that that is not the case. You'd have to be an idiot to not see that that's the case. And
Where is Chiefy tonight?
Sorry,
where is Chiefy tonight?
I don't know.
Speaking of
maybe he got himself banned.
Oh, okay.
When
you said you'd have to be an idiot, I was like, oh, I know.
But you really would have to be an idiot to not see that this is the case. And the growing, small but loud number of people that are shouting things like aim high, vote low are most certainly just that. This man will never be Prime Minister. So we can, for the most part, largely just ignore that party, but it's not going to stop us from pointing and laughing every now and again. Like, this man is literally lying to you. And nobody seems to be asked about that. None of his supporters seem to care that they're absolutely being taken for a ride. They're absolutely being dragged down the garden path, and it'll end up in a place where he maybe removes the ECHR, can't get full mass deportation as he says because it's impossible to do so. The country would fall apart. Like it isn't possible. This where do we end up? Like without rights, but Rupert Lowe's got all the money. Sweet.
I mean, the idea that he'd win an election is fucking terrifying. The man's a fuckwit. How could you deal with on the international stage if you're such a racist? How could you fucking deal with any other country?
Well, ask Trump. He seems to be doing it wonderfully, Dad.
Yeah, but he's got to. I mean, some people say. No, people say he's got the biggest, daftest fucking thing in the world, and surrounding planets if it's Trump. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy fucking world we are leaving for our children.
We are. Should we see it get a bit crazier, Dad? We might even have a new fucking prime minister if we can get an inquiry off the ground. If you scroll down in the Me Dad section, there's a relevant chunk of information for you to impart to our beautiful, lovely audience.
MPs debating if Starmer should face inquiry into whether he misled them on the Mandelson vetting. I know it sounds boring, but this is your country. And this is what the way they're treating you and your country and the way they're behaving. Well, they should be looking after your fucking country. So, Starmer, here's the simple version of what's going on in UK politics right now, because this story is kind of messy if you read the headlines. Basically, MPs in Britain are arguing over whether Prime Minister Keir Starmer lied to Parliament about a guy named Peter Mandelson getting a major government job. So Mandelson was picked to become the UK ambassador to Washington, as we know, and it's a huge role, really big role, big, important fucking job. The problem is, reports came out saying security officials had concerns during his vetting process and apparently recommended against fully clearing him. And that's some fucking serious stuff as well. Critics are saying Starmer told Parliament that full due process was followed and there was no pressure whatsoever put on officials.
Bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, former government officials are coming forward saying, actually, there was pressure from Downing Street to move things along quickly. One official even said that they felt pushed to get a rapid outcome. So opposition MPs are basically saying, hold on, did Starmer mislead Parliament about what really happened here? That's why MPs are debating whether there should be a formal inquiry into him. And in the UK, misleading Parliament is a really big deal politically. People are comparing it to the Boris Johnson Partygate mess because that also turned into a parliamentary investigation. Starmer's side is denying wrongdoing, of course. They're saying he answered questions based on the information he had at the time. I love this lawyer talk shit. And they claim this whole thing is just political theatre from the opposition. But the controversy keeps getting worse because even some Labour figures are admitting that Mandelson appointment may have been a mistake. So right now, Parliament's basically deciding, was this just confusion and bad communication? Or did the Prime Minister actually mislead MPs? Number two. That's the fight happening today.
That's it. I tried to make it as like condensed, and because we've all heard this story a million times, but there's still quite a lot of people who don't even really know who Mandelson is or what's going on. And so I thought I'd try and frame this from a different perspective, and rather than be like, oh look, it's good old Uncle Mandy, good old Handy Mandy doing his thing again, And and obviously how that relates to Starmer and how he hushed him, forced him in, so not hushed, I meant rushed him into his position without due process, or at least ignoring the due process. It's a really weird story when you think about it, because obviously it also encompasses things like Epstein, his connection there, and
Epstein, because
yeah.
Mandy's, literally balls deep in that.
I'll be right back. Let me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry.
So yeah, Call Me Mandy is literally balls deep in that Epstein stuff, isn't he? And that's why, he's so. I mean, to have an MP. Well, what was he? American ambassador to the United States. To have somebody in a job like that, that's a perv and an acting, a continuing fucking perv. You can't fucking do it, can you? Because he's open to all kinds of ways of being blackmailed and fucked about by other people. It makes him vulnerable, and that makes the whole fucking country vulnerable when somebody's in a job like that, acting up like that. It's I know people must be laughing at this country, eh? Either that or going, ew, for fuck's sake. Mate, it's awful. It really is awful. Somebody of that fucking, what the fuck's he ever doing anywhere near Parliament now? We know what he is. We know he's a wrong one. He shouldn't be anywhere near the place. And,
sorry about that, Pops.
Starmer should have kept him at fucking arm's length a long time ago. But hey, they're all drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all shit-faced, and they've got it. What else is Donald Trump going to talk about? Give him Mandelson. They'll have loads to chat about. I reckon. Do you know what? Since Mandelson stopped that, our position with America is weakened a lot. I think that the next British ambassador that they sent over was like, "Hi, I'm not a paedophile, sorry," and he was like, "No fun. Fuck the UK."
Yeah, really, yeah. You got nothing in common with us then. Fucking...
Yeah, no, sorry. We want in this Oval Office, we want nonces only, I'm afraid. Do you reckon that's like the first question on to being the UK ambassador? They're like, question number 1: how long have you been affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein? Like, sorry, I haven't. They're like, well, you can leave, muggle blood.
So yeah, not nice. He's a fucking wrong'un.
Should we have a laugh, Dad?
Just before we do that thing, I'd like to have a look at some of the stuff that's been going on in chat, because we were talking about drugs and what's his face, about drugs in Parliament and stuff. So Jim's saying Crispin Blunt, he's just been done for possession at home of, Emsy tells us, fucking crystal meth, and he's the ex-Justice Secretary.
Yeah, if you don't know who this guy is, we'll have a look into the story if you like that. I shall share my screen now.
Yeah, if you don't know how to make crystal meth, just don't ask here.
To be fair, for a dude in possession, do you know what they call it now when you put crystal methamphetamines inside a joint, Dad?
No.
They call it a Crispin Blunt.
A Crispin Blunt. Oh, I see. What you did there. Yeah.
All right, let's
terrible.
have a look here. Ex-justice and the defined illegal drugs.
Do
you know, in a world where this is controlled and regulated, he would be able to go to somewhere where it's, like I say, controlled, regulated. He'd be able to get help. He'd be able to not have this, get to the point where I don't know why they've gone and they've raided him or searched him or whatever. I'm not too sure on the reasons why, but they don't just do it randomly. He's given them a reason. And what I'm saying is that, oh, go on. Sorry, Dad, I'm talking.
Sorry, mate. The rumor is it's to do with sex. That's why he's got it.
Let's see what I'm going to be
because he'll be balls deep in. There was talk of rent boys, wasn't there?
cannabis and crystal meth. He is not. You heard Crispin Blunt here first. Remember that.
It's called it. He is. Oh, you just made that up, did you? The Crispin Blunt thing.
You fucking dead right, I did.
Oh, come on! Let's give him that. Fucking well done. I'll be pushing that. I'll be telling everyone his name's Crispin. Have a Crispin.
I got a lol from Jim and a ha from MZ. I'm rolling
Hey! Michael's been having sex wrong all these years.
Yeah, apparently it's crystal meth stuff. But so the 65,
Yeah.
oh my, 65 years old smoking fucking meth. Like what? He's got GBL.
GBL. Cannabis.
Which one's GBL?
Come on, somebody. GBL. Jim, I'm looking at you here.
It's GHB. I fucking knew it was GHB.
Is it? It's not GHB, is it?
It's GHB, the date rape drug. GHB and G. I'll share this now. I've just typed it in now. GBL meaning drug. So it's
gamma-butyl-rolactone. Gamma-butyl-rolactone.
You can only say it when you're on GHB. You're like gamma-butyl-rolactone.
Gamma-butyl. I love these big names like that. It's an industrial chemical typically used as a solvent in paint strippers. Oh, let me snort some of that. They're insane, these people, aren't they? Who fucking...
Wow.
Well, I know.
65 years old and he's sniffing. Oh, I say sniffing. I don't know how he's ingesting,
The
but he's taking...
context of drug use. It's a fucking paint stripper, cleaners, and other manufacturing process. In the context of drug use, it's known as a precursor or prodrug to GHB, gamma hydroxybutyrate.
Which GHB, if I'm correct in thinking, is more commonly known as the date rape drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the knockout sedative.
Meaning that when ingested, the body rapidly converts GBL into GHB. So it acts as a potent central nervous system depressant. Ingesting this chemical is extremely dangerous for several reasons, most of which are hidden under that show more tab. But
well, yeah, we can come back over to here.
I mean, it hardly goes without saying, but we probably have to say it anyway. Stay the fuck away from these drugs, kids. It's not big and it's not clever.
This here where it's like Blunt who hit out. I'm like, oh my God, Blunts are hitting back. That's dangerous.
So he hit out the decision to charge him and suggested all drugs should be legal. I can't even say it. I would say good for him, but he's only said that in anger while he was being busted.
Yeah, this is the...
said it before that, said all drugs should be legal, I'd have had a bit of respect for him. But
why were you saying that when you were the Justice Minister, Crispin Blunt? What are you like? What? But yeah, so
Blunt,
yeah, smoking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this particular individual with his drug issue is a bad person because he has a drug issue. I'm saying that, like, when it comes to the most important job in the world, we need to start drug testing. We do, because I'm really not comfortable with the fact that we've now got Green MP Hannah Spencer coming out of Gunton and Denton talking about the people that she's meeting have got alcohol on their breath, they're drinking, they're going back to work, and the people that are standing against it and that are pro drinking are people like this, like we were talking about before. This is Neil Coyle, right? So, like, he was getting shit-faced and racially abusing journalists and, like, getting into it with his assistants and everything else. Like, these are the sort... Like, we can't keep having this. This is should be the most respected, most prestigious position in the entire country. That is, like... I don't understand how they don't understand. To quote Nigel Farage, make it make sense.
Deputy Chief Magistrate told him that as a Minister for Prisons, Probation and Justice, he'd served as a role model to all. Your actions have risked undermining confidence in all parliamentarians by breaking the very laws you enacted, he said. The ex-MP for Reigate was under investigation on suspicion of rape when officers discovered the drugs. He pleaded guilty to one count of possessing Class A and 3 charges of possession of Class B at the hearing on Wednesday. So is he still under investigation for the rape thing?
This, I guess so. Yeah. So this is the 25th of March, 2026.
Him?
Yeah. This is Crispin Blunt.
Is it historic stuff that? Or surely? I mean, looking at him, he hasn't got the.
I don't know, but they found. So this was in October 2023. So 3 years ago, they found. The 65-year-old was found with GHB, cannabis, methamphetamines, commonly known as crystal meth. So yeah, the 65-year-old was found with chemical sedative, GBL, cannabis, and methamphetamine. This is the former. What was he? The former what minister? I've just gone right out of my head. Justice. I wanted to say drugs minister, but because all I could think of is drugs now. His name's Blunt.
Even worse than just being the drugs minister is the fucking justice minister.
Surrey police said in May last year, no further action will be taken over the rape allegation due to insufficient evidence. Now that is a tale as old as fucking time. Due to insufficient evidence and the fact that he is the former justice minister. I'm assuming I'm just chucking my own thing in there. Blunt said that he was confident at the time he would not be charged. But he did get caught and he did get charged with having meth, GHB, and cannabis. Your former justice.
Roll it down again. Near the bottom there. Keep going down. Whoa, stop. Up a bit. Just bring that text above the picture. There. Just up to the next black bit. The next little headline.
Public interest.
So, in a speech lasting more than 30 minutes, Blunt told the court he'd fallen victim to a blackmail and extortion plot from his dealer. He argued he should have been acquitted on the basis that charges for possession of drugs shouldn't even exist. Politicians have sat with moral simplicity that have sat. I think that should be. Sat with moral simplicity that drugs are bad. Said, I think. Politicians have said with moral simplicity that drugs are bad.
Well, no, they sat with the moral simplicity that drugs are bad. But I do understand why you're tripping up because it doesn't. I said it out loud then, and I don't know. Yeah, I think you might be right. Jimothy.
Sat with moral simplicity that drugs are bad without regard to the appalling consequences of that simple position. I think it's. I don't know.
Move your phone away from your PC.
He added, no, not you, Jim. Sorry, Jim.
Jim from the chat, Jim.
He added, first-hand experience, including hosting drug-fueled chemsex parties at his home in Hawley, had helped inform his interest in drugs policy reform. What a guy getting into his job. Bless him. Malcolm McHaffey, head of CPS Special Crime Division, previously said there was sufficient evidence to bring Blunt's case to court. He said it was in the public interest to pursue criminal proceedings. The Justice Minister, according to MZ, the Justice Minister tried to pull a Darvo on the country. I am not the criminal. The criminal is the guy I bought my illegal drugs from. Yes, the one that wanted to blackmail and extort. He's all his money from him.
Right, so I'm going to explain to the people what Darvo stands for, but in the meantime, can you move your phone a bit further away from your PC?
I think you're wrong this time. It's
okay. If it's okay,
let me do that.
All right, no worries. Yeah? But we'll try that. We'll see how it goes. It was just every now and again you hear the and it means that you've got like an internet message or a message or something.
That's weird.
Don't worry about it. It honestly, yeah.
Oh, I know why. I've put something under the fucking table. Put my phone under the table. There you go.
No worries, Dad. But right near the tower, yeah. I'm with you now.
Go on.
That's not your fault. But yeah, so DARVO stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim and Offender. It's a manipulative tactic that's used by abusers to evade accountability. It's the pattern that involves denying wrongdoing. It's about attacking the accuser, reversing the roles, and then acting as the victim. It's commonly used to like gaslight, to confuse you, or to discredit a victim of like psychological or in most cases sexual abuse and things like that. That's where you typically see Darvo and being employed, although it can be employed everywhere. You know, it's something that people should look into. Darvo is once you start to see it, you can't unsee it. You know, when you see like this we were trying to extend the cry bully tactic all the way over to fit this Darvo thing, but Darvo is a real concept that was developed by psychologist Dr. Jennifer Freed. But yeah, so it stands for deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender.
Oh, the Chief's back as well.
Yeah, crystal
Wendy
meth.
Woosters,
Yeah.
who's the target today, guys? It's you, Wendy. Come on up. Not for long. It's not you for long. I shouldn't think you'd be here for long. So,
So there you have it. That was your former your former justice minister, who's been caught with fucking crystal meth, GHB, and cannabis, putting a real new meaning to the phrase "a crispin blunt."
a crispin blunt. Mr. D. Witt, good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. To be fair, I think he was always for decriminalisation publicly. That's cool. That is cool, but by gum, he's a little tinker, isn't he?
He's getting up to it, isn't he? But yeah, the only reason they found the drugs is because there was an accusation of rape. The accusation of rape didn't come about, didn't materialize into a court conviction because of insufficient evidence, they say. And yeah, so at that same time that he was being raided for information, I guess, and evidence regarding that particular thing, they found all this other stuff at his home. Now, I think that, again, when we come on to this, to the subject of decriminalisation and everything else, I think that I don't think that this person needs help. Not help. I don't think he needs criminalising for smoking crystal meth and everything else. I think that it's a very serious, very addictive, very dangerous drug, and he probably needs help. I don't know anything about Crispin Blunt, to be honest with you. I don't know who he is as a person. I don't know if he's living his best life, having, they said, sex parties and shit, dropping GHB and stuff, and fucking smoking meth, smoking weed. Maybe he's having a great time and he's loving it, but I certainly don't think that he should be criminalized for if anything, you know. And again, obviously there was allegations of rape and that, and I'm going on the assumption that all of these parties had everything was consensual. I don't know.
Even apart from the rape, I mean, I know I'm all for decriminalisation, but I'm not for drugged up MPs.
Yeah, great point, because it takes us right back to the original story that we were talking about of Hannah Spencer talking about drunken MPs, which, of course, we're all too familiar with headlines like this, aren't we? Westminster sleaze, drugs so common that MPs have been known to snort cocaine from desks. Like, do you know what I mean? It's absolutely outrageous. Drug testing, I think it should be mandatory. I don't think he should be criminalised. I don't think he should be in a position of power. I'm not saying that he is right now, but you know, he has spent and represented the Conservative Party for more than 2 decades.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, as it happens, I am all for decriminalisation for serious. You know, let's get proper control of the drugs, shall we? And help those that want help, those that need help. Let's get them help and see where we are then. Because I happen to know that if you help these people, if you help people that are addicted to Class A drugs, if you actually help them, the crime rate will drop accordingly. It's acquisitional fucking crime, stealing stuff to get enough for your deal, all that'll go.
Absolutely, it will, yeah. Overnight,
and the
you know,
that goes with it as well, you know.
And the gang, not just because, like, you've got to think as well, like people who live in areas where there's like groups of people that are like, we don't live in like areas where it's like organized crime to that extent per se. You know, there's dealers around. Obviously, there's dealers everywhere, but in certain cities, there are gangs that are funded and fueled by the drug trade, by the black market, that go on to do horrific things because other people are selling on their turf. People have been acid attacked, murdered, shot up, stabbed, like burned. It's all of that goes overnight. There's no turf for them because there is no market. The market for them is gone. Once it's a controlled, regulated drug, why are you going to go buy off a dealer when you can go to the counter? Why would you possibly do that? Get better prices in some cases. Get treated better. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to nobody wants to be, I'm not saying this goes for every dealer or everybody. I'm not, but most
Nobody
people's
wants
typical
to be
experience.
cast out from society. And
It's hiding in alleyways and rolling, just like.
Nobody starts, takes drugs with the idea that they'll get addicted. It just doesn't happen like that. That is not what happens.
Oh my fucking god! So
big story. Yeah, go on.
The new sequel, The Wolf of Westminster, the story of Crispin Blunt, crystal meth, and Blunt. Yeah, this is the thing. It should be a health one, not a legal one. And to tie it back into what we were talking before about MPs getting fucking loaded when they go into, vote on only the most important issues that can possibly be discussed. Our economics, our day-to-day life, our laws and legislation. It's happening. It's being enacted by drunks. It's being enacted by people that are on other substances. And I'm not comfortable with that. And I'm happy with if at the end of this person's shift, they want to go home, do whatever it is that they do, go visit a cannabis cafe, go and, do X, Y, and Z. That's fine. That's their downtime, and I'm not going to fucking hold it against them. But you cannot be at work drunk, as a lot of these MPs are. You cannot be sniffing cocaine at work, as a lot of these MPs do, off their desks. We can't just keep doing this anymore.
Not at these
It's got
prices.
to stop. Not at these prices. Not what it's costing us. No freaking way.
Yeah. So I happen to know you've got more stuff written. Oh, I see. Oh dear.
But no, I thought,
dear.
for a couple of reasons. One, because it's funny. Two, because it is good to do. And I know that obviously there's these two characters do tend to appear a lot, and I totally understand that. And this is my way of sort of moving away and stepping back from that. I'm going to do a last little one for now, and then we'll be looking at other auditors and other creators. But these two are the.
Isn't it good to see that they finally taken our advice and stopped talking about us the last couple of days?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, it is really cool. I've not had any threats of violence. No one's threatened to harm me or you or my family or my home. No more threats of attacks and doxing and mentions of deceased loved ones. No more weaponizing grief. It seems to have chilled out the last couple of days.
Fancy that.
Which is nice. But that doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing what we're doing.
Fuck no, we're talking about them puppies. They are in the public eye. So, me?
Do you want to do it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Go on then.
Is there a tune, an intro, or anything?
It's a good job you said that, because there absolutely is. But let me just get the political custard video up. And,
okay. Oh, it's only short, isn't it? It's only a paragraph.
Yeah, it's only a little on this one. We've got things to go through in that. It's not a big one, but this is our audit corner. This is the biggest stuff that's been happening in the auditing world up to now. Let me close that and open up video clips. And whenever you're ready, Dad, let me know.
I was born. DP audits and BBA. So it appears everyone's favourite auditor and winner of the Can't Get Wet, Exposed to Bright Light or Be Fed After Midnight award, Paul Dunbar, who's better known as DP Audits, or you may recognise him from various roles in productions such as Far Right Auditor Sends Rape Threats or The Criminal Past of the Far Right Anti-Migrant Auditors Going Viral on YouTube, or perhaps from his starring role Far-Right Migrant Hunters and the Assault on Refugee Hotels. Well, he's managed to get himself another part, this time on political custard.
Here he is.
Oh, this poor journalist, DP Audits. It seems the lefties are out to get him.
Oh, the poor journalist, not the journalists. Dad, they're getting the journalists.
Journalist. And my granny's got bollocks.
Not the journalists. Oh, they're just they're not even just any journalists. They're the 5'7" citizen journalists. I'm only 5'7".
Soaking wet.
As he writes,
So I've been getting viciously trolled for months, and I may have responded in anger one day.
I just want to add some context here. So, what political custard may not know, or I'm not too sure, what research he's done or anything like that. So, this thing here is obviously bullshit. So he's put, I've been getting viciously trolled for months, and this is the bullshit bit. I may have responded in anger one day, right? He said the day after sending rape threats, he was like, maybe I said so. I can't remember. It's just there's been a lot. It's been crazy. If I did, my bad. It's like, no, you.
What does it even mean, my fucking bad? Right. It's an American thing, isn't it? It came over from the States.
Yeah, basically. I think so, yeah. I think so. I think it's an American thing. I think you're right there.
If so, my bad. But now Searchlight Mag and all the left are making it about some mad attack on far left. It all stinks of a massive leftist setup.
so
Right, and also, political custard doesn't know, but when he says all the left are talking, Searchlight Mag and all the left, what he means is a couple of books and Searchlight Magazine.
Yeah.
That's literally all he means.
Congratulations to us, though, for being first on all of this stuff. Well done, us.
Absolutely.
Well done, our team. In fact,
Right,
well done, our
do you
team.
want to get back to that Discord thing?
Get back in me box.
Get back in your box.
Well, DP cements himself as a neo-Nazi locale amongst the locale community that is auditing.
Lolcow. Sorry, I knew that was going to trip you up. I was wondering how to spell it. Lolcow. Are you familiar with Lolcow?
Lolcow. It's because I'm not down with the kiddies, am I? So,
yeah. All right, yeah.
Well, DP cements himself as a neo-Nazi lolcow amongst the lolcow community that is auditing. His buddy and fellow auditor is diving right in behind him. Scott Chesterman, aka BBA, is now fully embracing his inner Nazi and is far right and proud. Tonight, he plans to interview on YouTube a person who's already been banned from YouTube due to their conduct in promoting their neo-Nazi party, Patriotic Alternative. I'm talking about known fascist Mark Collett. Can I just go through that again? Tonight, he plans to interview on YouTube a person who's already been banned from YouTube due to their conduct in promoting their neo-Nazi party, Patriotic Alternative. I'm talking about known fascist Mark Collett. We have a link here from a couple of sources to highlight just how vile and disgusting this person, and we want to explain that this is yet another auditor who is now Nazi affiliated. Thanks to pressure from a chorus of voices, ours included, the mask is slipping and auditors are becoming more and more open about their ideology and actions.
They certainly fucking are. So we're just going to have a quick look at Wikipedia.
Mate, that need picking out and fucking showing.
Yeah, and here's one right here. So Mark Adrian Collett. So he's a British neo-Nazi political activist. He was the chairman of Young BNP and the youth division of the British National Party, BNP. He was the director of publicity for the party. Right? I know, right? So there was this documentary that he went on. What does it tell you the name of this documentary? I'm sure it's like Young Nazi and Proud or something like that. But in his role, representative of the BNP, he made statements celebrating the death of Africans and homosexuals from HIV/AIDS. All right, I'm going to start this bit again because it's contagious. Let me zoom in. Collett first drew media attention for his appearance in 2002, where in his role as representative of the BNP, he made statements celebrating the death of Africans and homosexuals from HIV/AIDS, specifically referring to them as that slur I won't say out loud. After the documentary was aired on Channel 4, resulting in negative publicity for the BNP, Collett was briefly expelled from the party He later rejoined the BNP until his membership was suspended in 2010 following an internal conflict with party leadership. Now,
not leaving it alone then, is he?
No, he's not. Right, I want to show you who this guy is as well. Also, this is a side bit of a tangent for my comic nerds out there. But there's let me get this image now. There it is.
Ow, my finger.
So this is Mark Collette. Now, I want you to pay attention to his partner there, right?
Which one's Mark? Which one's Mark?
Mark is the one on the left.
Okay.
And the one on the right, I just want you to pay attention to that, just because I'm pretty
draw
sure.
your attention to her breast, if I may.
I know, yeah, in the least weird way possible, only because of the symbol that's on there. And obviously, we don't support that symbol. We're just showing it so we can demonstrate what these people are like and, you know, their ideologies and everything combined. But I'm sure, Dad, I've seen this person before, right?
Oh, Nazi nips.
Yeah, it's Bruno from the Dark Knight prequels. This is Batman, and I'm convinced they're the same person. Like, Bruno, they are literally the same person.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
I'm not wrong. That's like, she's literally like Bruno from DC.
Oh, fucking hell. It's absolutely bang on, yeah, you're right.
Like, I knew I'd seen her before. I knew I had.
Holy moly.
We've got another source here from for talking about Mark Collette. We'll chuck him here. No, not that one. I'm sorry. Share this tab instead.
Oh dear.
Have you ever seen them in the same place at the same time?
If she comes after you for that, you are on your own, I'm telling you. Fucking hell.
It looks like, that's just my opinion, that she happens to very much, based on her very unique and ridiculous tattoos, very much resemble another person who in fiction is. Yeah, no, I'm not defending that. I did it though, but I'm not wrong though, am I? Come on. She looks just like Bruno from DC Comics.
Mate,
I can't be the only person to draw that comparison. And if I am, I'm very sorry.
She's fucking terrified me. I've terrified myself looking at her.
And I can't tell if she's like really tall or if he's really short, but she is quite intimidating looking.
Oh, he's bound to be really short, isn't he?
It's the time, isn't it?
I wonder if can I have a penis? He's bound to be tiny.
She's she has she has a striking resemblance to Bruno. Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah, there you go. So this is like the origin of Bruno. I honestly, okay, yeah. So Frank Miller was the creator of Sin City. Yeah, sorry, I thought I didn't. Yeah. So Bruno, created by Frank Miller, he wrote a bunch of Elseworld stories. You know, like Marvel's got What If, and where they just like, what if Spider-Man was Batman? Spider-Man was another Marvel character. I'm losing credibility now that I've mixed the two universes up. But
because he watches all that shit. Ladies,
I do. I am a little comic nerd. I've got my original 4-part series, Plastic Man, in plastic on the wall.
In plastic, proper nerd city.
Nerd city.
Don't get the light on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But to be fair, Dad, what's really funny is like people like in your day and that as well would be like, oh, there's no such thing as like autism or ADHD in my day. Like, don't touch my magic special plates and the collection. It has to be on the wall. Don't let the light get there. King Charles's face. Yeah. Like.
Oh yeah, because I collect King Charles's stuff, don't I? Throw at you.
Question: did she model herself on Bruno, or did he pick her because she looked like Bruno, or is it all just a freaky coincidence? It's a freaky coincidence. It just when I saw her, I'm going to do it again. I'm sorry.
How did she pick him? I mean, how did she look? He only comes up to under her chin.
Love knows no bounds, Dad. And do you know what? When you've got so much in common,
that's so
like
sweet.
Nazi,
That is
like
so sweet.
literally,
Couple
right?
of Nazis like that, and they're just so much, and you can see it in their eyes. They're just so much in love. She could look at you over the top of his head, couldn't she? Do you know what I mean?
She could do a lot of things over the top of his head. She could fucking, but like but what I'm saying, is though, right, is that there is a striking resemblance. I'm gonna have to get a side by side. I don't know if anyone wants to help me out in the Discord.
Don't do that. Don't do that
is
nasty nip stuff. Don't do that, Nazi.
Like, I'm not wrong, am I? That is, they are.
Okay, now.
I'm so mad.
Okay, come on, or you have to go to bed.
All right, but yeah, so but Mark Collette, though, it is important to learn who this figure is before he gets a glaze in on some fucking on some auditor channel where they're going to be like, oh, I love everything you do, and let's talk about the finer details between ethno-nationalism and civic nationalism and what it really means to be a fucking Nazi. But this dude is, make no mistake, he's going to be advertised and paraded as just a harmless dude who's got like dabblings in ethno-nationalism. You know, he's just that guy. No, he's not. It's Mark Collette. He is the head of the Nazi group, launched in September 2019. Former member of the British National Party, PA quickly became the most active far-right group in Britain and established new activist networks across the country. He didn't just stop there. There's footage of him going to Russia and stuff as well.
Yeah, he's been right through the whole thing, mate, from when he was a kid, as far as I can tell.
Absolutely.
He swallowed this stuff early on.
Are you all right to take over with some of the reading on this, Pops? I haven't got my glasses.
By all means. So, Patriotic Alternative has lost momentum, a series of splits, not least to the Homeland Party in 2023, and the imprisonment of key activists has damaged both capacity and morale. PA tried to rebrand as a white civil rights organisation, but more recently has abandoned attempts to appeal to the general public. Instead, it's trying to consolidate its place as the UK's primary extreme right institution, with extensive links both domestically and internationally. Yes, scroll us up, young fella, my lad. So, aiming to unite isolated fascists into offline communities, PA quickly gained recruits from across the splintered British far right. The group connected ex-BNP stalwarts with alt-right social media personalities, veteran Holocaust deniers, politically inexperienced young fascists, and several former members and associates of the now proscribed neo-Nazi terror group National Action into new regional and national networks. So yes, PA's primary aim remains community building among white nationalists, so that when the storm breaks, our people can stand together to form a shield wall.
Do you think this is what he's doing now by trying to get onto, by getting on platforms like Bear Britain Audits, knowing that he's going to get a glazing on there because they're, very similar.
This is exactly what he's doing now on Bear Britain Audits. Yes, community.
Yeah,
building.
Trying to build community, amongst white nationalists.
Yeah. So that when the storm breaks, our people can stand together and form a shield wall. I mean, they fall for this shit, don't they? Just so easily. To this end, branches regularly meet for activities such as litter picking, hikes, and camping trips. I know that sounds. I know that sounds silly, litter picking, hikes, and camping trips, but this is where they get like kids and families involved in this shit, isn't it? It's where they recruit. PA is also closely linked to the Woodlander Initiative, a far-right land buying scheme aiming to build a parallel society for the far right and conspiracy theories. What a good idea.
They are literally
the same fucking place.
They're making a commune for. They're so anti-communist. They're making a commune, but for fascists.
A fascist commune.
The old fascist communes. Good God! Could you imagine going on one of these camping trips, though, Dad? Could you imagine how scary that would be? Like, if you hear a noise at night, it's like, I fucking hope that's a bear and not one of those Nazis. I swear to God.
Slamming around the countryside in your fucking lederhosen. Fantastic.
Fucking good God.
Fantastic. Golden Gun says they always also recruit autistic gamers. They do all that stuff, don't they? They are media savvy. Give them, they don't just follow by the sounds of this. They don't just follow the way others are doing it. They seem to strike out on their own. PA engages in various forms of traditional political organising, online activism, and media baiting stunts to spread its core message. At the heart of their ideology is the white genocide myth the notion that Jews are subversely orchestrating a democratic shift in order to destroy indigenous Brits. However, the group has traditionally downplayed its most extreme elements, particularly its anti-Semitism, when dealing with the public, claiming to simply be raising awareness about demographic change now. PA is unable to contest elections due to its repeated failure to register as a political party. Instead, it supports candidates from other fascist vehicles or resorts to dirty tactics to influence elections, including distributing misleading leaflets made to appear as Labour or Conservative campaign literature, but designed to discredit the major parties. In 2024, the group stood a lone activist as an independent at the local elections, and 4 PA activists stood as English Democrat candidates at the general election, following a pact between the two groups. Collette has since dismissed elections as a waste of time and money and resources, instead advocating for fascist entryism into Reform UK in order to steer that party from within. Despite this, in November 2024, PA activists successfully registered the Identity Party while hiding their allegiance to PA. Collett later claimed that this was a ploy to reveal the Electoral Commission had unfairly scuppered PA's own applications, which, they claimed, were virtually identical to that of the Identity Party. However, Hope Not Hate analysis of the documents released under Freedom of Information laws shows that PA had in fact introduced errors with each application, despite the Electoral Commission's efforts to help them. All right.
Alrighty then. So that's your PA. Those are the people who are going to be appearing on your favourite auditors' screens shortly. And yeah, that's who they are, and that's the things that they won't admit to. That's what they do. These are those people.
Uh-huh.
And I swear to God, he is literally going out with Bruno. You cannot get more Nazi coded than that.
My goodness. I mean, what's her background?
Do you know what? I've got a thing right here that tells you the background of.
Don't tell me she's a geezer.
No, don't do that, Dad. No.
Right.
Yeah, don't do that. But what we can do is this instead. So her background is the Dark Knight. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But yeah, all similarities aside, Mark Collett is the person that we're supposed to be. That's the guy that we should be focusing on there. Mark Collett is or Collette. I'm not too sure exactly how you say it, but
so he's been banned from YouTube.
Yeah, and he's now going to be platformed on YouTube.
So, well, it seems weird. I assume his account was banned. Well, fuck yeah.
The way it works is so that, as far as I understand, and I could be wrong, and I'm hoping
someone
with a bit more
knowledge show.
Yeah, he can't have his own thing, but he can pay. But what they can't do is he can't continue and create the same content that he was making before. So if he jumped on Bears and he started posting videos on Bears instead of Bear Britain Audit, do you know what I mean? Just change the content from if you just literally swap channel, that would be the circumvention of a ban type of thing. I'm not too sure what their TOS is exactly. As far as I'm aware, if you've if you violated TOS and you've been deplatformed, you are allowed to appear in part in other people's content and footage and on their channels and stuff, as long as it's not like a substitute and you're just carrying on with the exact same content as before. You can appear on their channels. It's not restricting what they can show, but it is restricting what you can do, if that makes sense. It's not amazing, but yeah, it's the one we've got. I think that's how it works. I could be completely wrong though, to be honest.
No, I think you're probably right. We'll see.
We shall see, I reckon, on that note, we should, I'll race you to the Discord, Dad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, love and peace. Are we ready? Come!